Hola. Okay. Thought about doing this live for for a week or two now. Just because it's for the conspiracy nuts out there. Because you are all bonkers. You are totally cuckoo. You are losing the plot. And it also seems that on every live video that I do, that I'm always having a drink. I'm not an alcoholic. I just need to drink every single. No, I'm joking. I'm having a beer, so I will say, "Kanpai, kanpai." Okay, so first subject. First subject is 5G. 5G. The conspiracy idiots, right? They think that that the planes in the sky are letting off gases that are going to damage us later on. But the latest thing is, all right, old mate. The latest thing is 5G. Because the 5G towers apparently got turned on. I think it was the 19th of January. The 5G towers got turned on, and suddenly these people started to feel ill. And they're putting a lot of their illnesses down to 5G, that the towers have been turned on. Now, in case anybody out there is a little bit loopy, the 5G towers are basically an upgrade from 4G. Cocker. Basically an upgrade from 4G. Now, if you notice that on your mobile phone, your phone operates on a G service. And most phones these days are on 4G. So what 5G does is it gives you better mobile phone coverage. Okay? So this is how I know we've not been to the moon, because you can have a signal from Earth to the moon, and good viewing, but then you go in a tunnel on your mobile phone, it's like, oh, I'm breaking up. So this is how I know we've not been to the moon. So yeah, that's what 5G is doing, but all these idiots out there, they're thinking that it's making them ill. And that's it's like that rapper, Ludicrous. It's just silly. When you talk about this stuff and you go on your Facebook, and all these people out there are saying all this garbage to you, and you start to believe it, because that's what happens, is you become part of what you are around, okay? So if you believe, if your main focus is to have a head cold or to get flu or whatever, you're going to pick it up, all right? Don't be deaf. Of course we've been to the moon. We haven't been to the moon. We haven't. That's another subject altogether. We haven't been to the moon because it's too far. No way. You start to become part of what you're around. So if your main focus is that when the 5Gs get turned on, I'm going to be ill. Well, you're probably going to be ill. It'd be like going out there and your main focus be yellow cars. Okay, if every so often just think about a yellow car, and let me know over the course of this next week how many yellow cars you've seen. Okay, I'm willing to bet you see more yellow cars now than you did. Okay, because I've mentioned yellow cars. Okay, it's like pink elephants. The first thing that pops into your mind is you picture a pink elephant, and they're non-existent. Okay, so you get what you focus on, and if these people are focusing on the fact that when the 5G gets turned on, we're all going to be ill. Well, yeah, you are. Life is crazy and full of crazy ideas. It's full of crazy people. It's full of nutters. And these are all people that are so far down the rabbit hole they don't know their ass from their elbow. So that's the 5G. The 5G isn't a conspiracy thing, okay? Min was talking the other day, and it turns out these 5G towers have been put up during the first lockdown. They all started getting erected during the first lockdown. 1 minute they weren't there, the next minute, 5G towers are up. Okay, but I don't know about you guys, but my life didn't change during any lockdown whatsoever. I still did exactly the same things that I do today. apart from maybe go to the pub. That was the only thing that I didn't do during lockdown. So yes, these 5G towers have appeared, but they're nothing to do with any kind of conspiracy. If anything, you're going to get better mobile phone coverage. And then there's going to be some conspiracy theorist that says, yes, but, they're tracking your mobile phone and, it's so they can track you and this, that, and the other. Well, okay, they can track your mobile phone anyway. It's called an IP address. All right, so if they're going to track you, they're going to track you, okay? If anyone's going to track you, they're going to track your IP address because all phones have an IP address, okay? So do all computers. So if you go into a computer, you've got an IP address. Anytime you use any kind of Wi-Fi, all right, you are using some kind of IP address. All right, Robert, using some kind of IP address, all right? So they can track you anywhere they want. Who they are, I've got no idea. Probably Illuminati or, the reptilian prince or whatever you want to say. But the 5G towers have got absolutely... Hey up, Jason, my man. Can always rely on you, dude. So the 5G towers are not there to cause you any harm, okay? Yes, all right, you might suffer headaches. You might suffer some kind of nausea. But I think that comes from radio waves anyway. I think you do suffer that kind of stuff from radio waves and being close to radio waves. So, you might suffer that kind of stuff, which is, it's all part and parcel of, new technology. But it's not a conspiracy theory. Yes, they weren't there 1 minute, then they were there the next. And it all happened during lockdown. Well, that's the best time to get work done, is it not? Good evening, Stuart. That's the best time to get work done, is during lockdown. Hardly anybody's on the road, hardly anybody's out and about. Let's get some work done. Let's put some speed bumps in. Let's put some new buildings up. So, but the 5G towers, anyone that says that they're being affected by 5G, maybe you are, but it's not put there to affect you. It's just a radio wave. So if you are getting headaches, this, that, and the other, then it's possibly to do with the fact that you might live near a 5G tower. You might be on your phone too much. I mean, I get headaches from getting up on a morning. All right. So look, quit with the 5G crap. All right, because it's not all that. All right. I'm tired of hearing these conspiracy morons still working, but got on via headphones. What I missed. Not a lot, dude. I like your thoughts, but most people are nuts. COVID has just exasperated that. Yes, it has. COVID has exasperated. Oh man, it's amplified it. Yeah, can't say it. It's amplified it because everyone thinks that this COVID thing was some kind of conspiracy. All right, well, that's like saying the flu is a conspiracy. That's like saying bird flu is a conspiracy. Why have these conspiracies only just come out now? Why have they only come out in the last 2 years? Okay. We took some drastic measures. The country paid for it, and the country's going to continue to pay for it because the government's going to put a national insurance hike up there. So I did say this at the beginning of the pandemic that, there would be more tax being paid. They're going to recoup the money somewhere, which they are doing. Okay, that's fact. If you lose money, you've got to find it from somewhere. Unfortunately, the rich are going to get richer and the poor ain't going to get a fucking thing. Okay, the poor are going to be the ones that suffer. When I say poor, I mean people like me. I mean the working class. Anyone that's probably earning 20 to 25 grand a year will be the ones that suffer the most. Anybody else, 30 plus, 40 plus, not so much. But the people that are on 20, 25 grand a year, anywhere below 25 grand, you're probably going to suffer a little bit. Okay. But the 5G, nothing to do with they're after you. Because let's be honest, if they were after you, they would find you. Okay. It's called satellite. They can pinpoint anything, anytime they want. Simple. Okay. The next subject for this evening is people that don't believe in, or people that don't support big pharma, as in the big pharmaceutical companies. Now, this is scary. And I just had this thought the other day, and I just thought, all right, I need to probably say something so that maybe some of these lunatics are going to listen to me. But they won't, because they're so wrapped up in their own little world. And it is a little world. I kept doing my thing, shoveling, riding horses. Horses didn't care about anything. Just wanting to look after. Big Brother knows you are everywhere. Yes, you got to keep doing your thing, Vic. And yes, Big Brother knows exactly where you are. So, like I say, if they wanted you, they would find you. But get on to the big pharma thing, and these people that don't support big pharma, and when I say support, I mean they don't deal with, they don't have medication. They avoid anything to do with medication. You people are scary, and the reason you are scary is this. You all say that no, big pharma's a big cause of this, and every time I hear the words big pharma, I imagine the Jolly Green Giant. Okay, I imagine some giant person in overalls and a straw hat, chewing a piece of straw, saying, "I've got a combine harvester." I have. All right, but it's the pharmaceutical. So big pharma is the big companies. If you don't take any kind of medication whatsoever, okay, and you're not for no, big pharma's this and big pharma's that, I posed a few questions to you. Number one, have you been born? Chances are you have been born, because you think, therefore you are. If you've been born, I'm probably willing to bet that at some point some medication been put into your parents, something's happened to your parents, they've maybe been in hospital, which is probably, I got brand new combine harvester, right? Have you, right? So you've probably been into hospital, which is probably funded by Big Pharma. If you don't go, you probably don't go to the dentist. That's like, ooh. I think it was maybe 10, 15 years that I didn't go. Oh no, when I first signed up to the dentist, it was 9 years before that I hadn't been to the dentist. Luckily for me, my teeth were okay, because I used toothpaste, and but they don't use toothpaste because they don't like the fluoride. I mean, what are you brushing teeth with? Shit. I mean, what are you using in your toothbrush, man? What are you doing? Watering down some extra strong mints just to brush your teeth with. So the people that and when it comes to their kids needing some kind of hospital or some kind of operation or something to do with big pharma, are these people then going to say, no, we don't support that? No, we don't believe in big pharma, we don't. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. To sit there and say, and this is what's scary, is your children are potentially going to suffer because you don't support big pharma. Use dog toothpaste. They possibly do use dog toothpaste. That's why they're all barking mad. See what I did there? But yeah, so my question to these people out there that don't support. When I say support, I don't mean they go out there with banners and they say big pharma, big pharma. I'm not trying dog toothpaste, Stu. It's not happening. Not happening in a million years. I'll stick to a toothpaste that I know, right? So yeah, when they say not supporting it, what I mean is some of these people have told me in the past that they've never had a paracetamol. They've never had this sort of stuff for even a headache. I don't get ill. Bullshit. Sorry, but everybody has some kind of illness at some point. Whether it be a headache, whether it be a sore throat, whatever it might be, everybody has some kind of illness at some point. At least 98% of the population have something. I find dog toothpaste a bit woof. Yeah, it's kind of it's woof on the gums, isn't it? It's very rough on the gums. So when you're doing this, when you're talking about this, and you're not supporting it, you are potentially harming your kids or people around you, because your belief system isn't your kids' belief system. And the one thing we shouldn't really do is push our beliefs onto our children, okay? Because they are the next generation. So we can have our own beliefs. We can have what we think is our truth. But that doesn't mean to say that everybody else around you has to think the same. That doesn't mean to say everybody around you needs to believe the same as you. Okay, that's why there are different. That's why there's Islam. That's why there's there's Muslims, there's Christians, there's Catholics, there's Jewish. They all have different belief systems. Okay, some people pray to God. Some people call Allah their God. Some people call Muhammad their God. It doesn't matter. And that's another thing that's wrong with the world as well, is this fucking, is this divide of religion and race. I can't stand that. We're all going to one place. There's only one race, that's the human race. Anyway, back onto things. So yeah, the big pharma thing. If you're a moron watching this and you say, I don't support big pharma, well then you are a bit of an idiot. Because you are potentially harming. If it came to the crunch, answer me this question. If it came to the crunch, and this will be uploaded to YouTube as well, if it came to the crunch of your children, or you, or somebody you know, somebody you love in your family, we're all going to one place, Valhalla. Heaven. Somebody you love needing some kind of surgery, heart transplant, liver transplant, kidney transplant, whatever it might be, okay? Hi, Pauline. My question is, would you begrudge them that? So your kids, all right, your kids just found out they've got a liver failure, okay? So they've got liver failure, and there's a liver donor. Without it, they're going to die. Are you telling me as a parent that you would sit there and say, no, don't support big pharma, we'll pass on the liver transplant, thank you? Can you honestly say that? And if you can and you do not deserve to, one, be a parent, and two, be a human being. I'm sorry, but that's wrong. That is totally wrong. All right. If there's your kid falls down the stairs and they've broken their arm, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna wrap their arm up in tinfoil and hope for the best? I'd pass and Donald donate the rest of my organs. Are you just gonna pass and wrap their arm up in tinfoil and hope for the best? If you do that, you don't deserve to be a parent, okay? So this is my thing with big pharma. Is anyone that says they don't support big pharma, or I don't take medication, crap. That's crap. At some point in your life, you've taken medication. At some point, okay? And at some point in your life, you may need medication. But are you gonna pass that up for the sake of your silly beliefs, for the sake of your immaturity, for the sake of your small-mindedness? And would you pass it up if it was your kids? I mean, if there's anybody watching this that doesn't support big pharma or who can't stand big pharma, answer me those questions. If your child needed a transplant and the first on the list for a donor, would you allow them? Medication is there to help us. Why pass? Because they don't support big pharma. They believe that the medication that's out there is there just to null us or kill us or do something. All right, they don't go for the big pharmaceutical companies. But yet, what they will all do is they'll all sit there and smoke weed all day. Oh yeah, they will. Oh, they will. They'll do it openly. I bet they can't wait for these little jelly babies to come out that are, weed induced to help with COVID that I've read. I bet they're going to be loving that. So if you are watching this, and you are one of these people that's against Big Pharma, I always have a chuckle in my head when I hear that, when I say that. Please answer me those questions. Would you pass up on a transplant or an operation or to go into hospital for the sake of your beliefs or your children? There are people that drive their own car on their own, still wear masks. There are, yeah, but that's a separate subject altogether, dude. If you can answer that question, you say, no, I wouldn't, I'll do anything I can to help save my kids if they need it. What are they going to do next? Wear an outdoor seatbelt. All right, let me get on to that. I'll do a quick bit on that at the end, Stu. So if you would say no, I'd make sure they had the transplant and I'd make sure they went to hospital. Well then, your beliefs are now flawed. Okay, your beliefs are now flawed. You've just given up on those beliefs, on those ideologies that you see fit. Okay, and that's a good thing, but you got to ask yourself, I'm rattling with meds, lol. The ones who say they do it all natural and holistically, perhaps they've hardly anything wrong with them. What on earth illness has hit them in the face? The thing with those holistic things, I'm willing to bet that they're not all holistic. I'm willing to bet they're not all natural. I'm willing to bet there's something in there. I don't know. I mean, I can't really comment because I don't, if somebody gives me a pill that's going to help me, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. It's that simple. The thing with the seatbelt, Stu, the thing with the mask, Stu, is I've never begrudged anybody wearing a mask, okay? Throughout this whole pandemic, I've never begrudged anybody wearing a mask or anybody to take the vaccine. If that's up to, that's their choice, okay? Yes, it's a bit laughable that they're in a car on their own and they are wearing a mask, yes. But that's also their choice. Why don't we mock everything that everybody wears? All right, I see some people and I just think, why are you wearing that? Why is that not a big deal? Why is that not out there on social media? That I saw this person today in a pink suit. Okay, why is that not? Why did I post that? The thing is it's their choice. Seatbelts, unfortunately, fortunately, are not a choice. But the mask wearing and the vaccines are a choice, okay? I wouldn't begrudge anybody wearing a mask and I wouldn't begrudge anybody taking the vaccine, all right? Because in all this whole thing, I've never, ever doubted that there is a virus, okay? I've never doubted that. When I'm out, burst appendix, I rattled while walking. As you can tell, I finished the job. Yeah, well, you got to do, and these medications are there they're not there for genocide. They're not there for genocide. I am going to talk about one other subject though while I'm here, and this video is all for the COVID craze and the conspiracy nuts out there. All right, there's talk that you can have a COVID test site closed down because there is a crime number and it's being investigated. So ordinary Joe can walk out there to a COVID test site, demand it be closed down because there's a case number that's being investigated by the Met. No, you cannot. There's a guy that's, is this true? What, you mean about having the COVID test sites shut down? No, it's not. It's not. There's a guy out there, I don't know the guy's name, Mindy knows it, and he's basically done a video saying that there's a crime number because it's it's being investigated and you can call the police and you can have test sites closed down. No, you cannot. Okay, there may be a crime number purely because anything that's reported to the police there has to be a crime number. No, I'm not on the phone to him, Mum. What are you doing? Mindy just finished in the bath. Do you want to see? So no, you can't. You can't go to a COVID test site and say, I have a crime number. I demand this test site closed down. But there are some idiots out there that believe they can. Purely because they have to give a crime number doesn't mean they're investigating it. Yes, totally true, Pauline. But that's what's happened is some muppet out there has gone and reported the COVID test sites as a crime, got a crime number. Even the conspiracy crazies, they're all walking around with the banners. They've had special banners made with the crime number on so that anybody can get these test sites closed down. No, I'm sorry, but that's not happening. And if you believe that, you're more of a mug than I thought you were. Some people have tried and totally failed because they believe that this stuff's being they believe it's being investigated, and it's not being investigated. Okay, some guy did a video saying that there is a crime number and you can have these test sites closed down. It turns out that after a bit more looking into it, that's a load of crap. Okay, and to think otherwise, you're an idiot. Okay, if there was a problem with COVID test sites, do you not believe that somewhere in a hierarchy, did the police not laugh at them? I don't know. There is a video out there. If I've got the video, I'll try and share it. And I'll try and share it on my timeline or whatever. There will be some hierarchy out there that will say these COVID test sites, the part of a crime number, and they need to be closed down. The government would have closed them down. Not Billy Blogg's smoking Joe marijuana face that walks in there with his beard and his beanie hat, and he's not been washed in 3 weeks because he doesn't use water either. He's not brushed his teeth either. That's why some of these people do need to wear masks, because the breath stink. Would not walk into a COVID. They wouldn't leave it to smoking Joe Blogs. All right, he's just dyed his spliff out on the side, and they're going to allow, they're going to listen to him. All right, and that's what it was. It's just a bunch of hippies. Just a bunch of hippies walking into a COVID test site saying, oh yeah, we can get this site closed down, and we demand it closed down, and we're going to serve you papers. What a load of crap! It is a load of crap. So you cannot. So don't even try it, because you're going to make yourself look foolish. You cannot get COVID test sites closed down, and anyone that has, I would love to see the evidence. Everyone is on the trucker bandwagon at the moment, the big trucker protest in Canada, and everyone is trying to get them to do... Yeah, I see that. But it's a case of, now this will cause massive problems everywhere, and it will just invite the governments to allow the armies to come in and martial law, not to mention different shortages of shops. This is in Canada, so it's not really affecting us right now, because we're our own entity because of Brexit. But the thing with the truckers is, and I agree with what they're doing, they're being told that if they don't get double jabbed, once they've had their trip, wherever it may be, they've then got to isolate for 2 weeks. Okay, how is this fair? We're all going to pay, your trip took a week. You've been on the road a week, you've lived in the back of your truck for a week. You've only showered every other day, you've lived it rough, you've done the job. You now come back, we're going to pay you a week, but we're going to isolate for 2 weeks. That means that 1 week out of every month, these people are potentially going to see their families and only get paid for 1 week out. That's not fair. That's not fair whatsoever. I don't think the military will be brought into that, because again, it's a Canadian thing. It's not happening here right now, I don't think. There will be shortages in shops, but it doesn't affect the UK right now. We've got our own deals elsewhere. We've got our own manufacturers, so I think the UK is going to be okay. All right, stranger. Get back to class. So I think we're going to be okay on that front. I don't think it's going to affect us too much. Yes, that was it. So yeah, 5G, nothing to do with conspiracies. They are doing one in England in a few weeks, so I've seen. Not sure how long they are doing it for though. Well, that will cause a problem then, because if the truckers where you live, whether that be England, USA, Timbuktu, if the truckers that we rely on to get deliveries from are just protesting, then yeah, we're going to be up the creek, as Canada will be right now, totally up the creek, okay? Purely because there's not going to be any food in there, all right, but I don't understand how they could say to a trucker, or anybody for that matter, all right, you've been abroad, you've done a delivery, you're down to Iceland for 2 weeks. How they can mandate jabs for truckers, I've got no idea. How they can mandate just for anybody, I've got no idea. But all they've got to say to that trucker is, you know what, you've come back from wherever, you come back from America, you've been wherever, you've done your delivery, don't matter where it is. Let's test you. If the test comes back positive, well then they have to isolate anyway. If it comes back negative, leave them alone. You know what I mean? It's like the backtracking of the NHS. The mandate for that is now being scrapped. So the mandate for the carers that have just lost their jobs last year, end of last year, should now be, the carers should be brought back in. And I believe the carers that have lost their jobs because of the mandate, why the mandated that and not the NHS, I've got no idea. But the backtracking on the NHS now, I believe the carers that have lost their jobs should come back on full pay. They should have an extra week's holiday thrown into the package, and they should also receive back pay. That's my take on it. All right, that's what I believe that they should do, and they should probably get, I would say, they should receive back pay at double the rate, at double time. But that's just what I would do. How can we demand nurses and NHS staff to be double jabbed? We can't, and we're not. We're not demanding that now. It has been backtracked. My question for the NHS staff is, why is there so many that are administering it but are not taking it? That's a conspiracy. That's not so much a conspiracy question, but that's a question that needs asking. If there's, I think the last call was 22,000 or something silly like that. So many thousands of NHS staff that haven't been jabbed once. Okay, and that raises questions to me. All right, how come the NHS staff? But the NHS staff could be night porters. It could be people. It could be a security guard on the door. It could be NHS staff could be in the canteen. They're not all nurses and doctors. Friend lost his job in a care home due to having no job. He was low, got in debt looking for a job. Well, if that mandate's gone now for the NHS, they should backtrack it for the carers as well. And all carers, what I'd be doing now is I'd be like on the phone to all carers and saying, to the ones that have left or I've had to sack, look, if we brought you back, if this mandate's gone for the NHS, it might go for the carers. If we brought you back, would you return? I've been networking this stuff right now, as a boss, and I'd also be looking to the government for, like I say, an extra week's holiday pay, back pay at double time, and a pay rise. Yeah, I'd be a good boss, wouldn't I? So yeah, look, 5G. To do your mobile phone, you muppets. Big pharma. Why would you neglect yourself or your kids or somebody you love because of your beliefs in big pharma? And finally, you cannot and will not close a COVID test site down because some moron out there has decided that, there's a crime number, and we have the power. I'm sorry, but you don't, okay? Said this all along. He's now in a job, but still paying off debt. Had to have elderly dad pay off debt and stop collectors. Well, the thing with that is there's ways around debts, okay? What are you drinking? I'm drinking Tsingtao, however you want to pronounce it. One of the best beers on the market. The next best beer is Acai. So this one's Chinese. It's basically just water, rice, and hops. It says burping, not gassy. You only need a couple, and it's nice beer. Goes down like water. And the other one is Acai, which is Japanese beer. So Tsingtao's in a green bottle. Acai is a brown bottle with a silver label. Acai, and that's Japanese beer. It's basically the same stuff. So yeah, nice. Asda. In fact, a lot of shops are doing it now. It's yeah, I'm kind of hoping it's going to take over. So yeah, this guy. So yeah, don't go trying closing COVID sites down, because it's not going to happen. And the other thing that I've said for a while now is the protests haven't worked. They have never worked. All the conspiracy crazies are going to start screaming from the rooftops, yeah, we won, the masks have gone, the jabs have gone, da-da. No, you just wrote it out. Jack Daniels, fine. Slowly drinking. Nah, dude, last time we actually spoke, I had a bad deal on Jack Daniels. Massive game buster that has decided people. Experimental, who knows who. Well, yeah, it is. It's still in the trials, but that's another story. So yeah, it's not worked. You just wrote it out. And then there's the next best thing. All right. So whatever the next best thing is to these conspiracy nuts, okay. But we'll see what the next protest is going to be. All right, because once COVID's done, which it pretty much is, all right, we're in the back end of it. Everything's back to normal. You know, people choosing to wear masks if they want. People choosing to get jabbed if they want. Yeah, we'll see what the next fad is to these smokers. All right, I'm gonna love you all and leave you all now, and I will say adios, amigos. I'll see you on the next live. Like it, share it. Go onto the YouTube channel, The Bearded Opinion. Make sure you like it. Make sure you comment. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. All right. Thanks for watching. Hey, Mindy. She's beautiful, you know. You want to see how beautiful she is? I'm joking. I'm not going to turn the camera around. Hang on a minute. She's running away. She's so cute. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to say peace.